Welcome to Dave Loves Games. I'm Dave. I love games. Today we are looking at my first ever game as the Mongol Civilization in Age of Empires 4. I want to kind of break down my thoughts on what I thought of the civilization at a first impressions, and hopefully someone in the comments below can give me some hints on what I can do better. I know there's definitely some improvements of what I can do better to make the most use of the unique technologies that the Mongols have. Let's bump it up to 2 times speed. The start's pretty much the same as I've always been doing in Civilization. We got the 5 minutes and Feudal Age and 5-minute video coming out very shortly if it's not already released. So that's the strat we're going for right now. Getting multiple villages on food, building a gur to start getting the gold. I didn't have to build the house immediately because of the Mongols' tech, so we went straight for the gold mine to get the extra gold. But we're just going nice and slowly, following the stream strat. 8 villages on food, and we'll get to about 4 or 5 on gold before we advance to the second age. I'm only versing the AI on the easy difficulty today, because I wasn't really here for a conquest game. What I was here for was to see what the Mongols brought as a civilization. We just laid down our second age building. We chose the deer stones. These stones provide YAM speed aura upon completion. Instantly grants the YAM network technology. I'm not actually sure what that is, to be honest. Let's have a quick look. Can we see what that is? After having a quick look through the tech tree, I'm not actually sure what the YAM network is. I didn't go with the other one this time around. Well, that one looks like it might be much better. The other option you get as your feudal age building allows you to build traders, which are handy between the fact that eventually you'll get a technology that allows them to collect stone as well. Though, I have questions about how the stone works as Mongols. The whole aspect of the Ovoo and the stone collection and the boost it gives there seems a little lackluster to me. We'll get to building an Ovoo once we're in the second age. But what the Ovoo does is you build it over top of a stone pit. Your villagers can't collect stone. You have to build an Ovoo over a stone mine, like this one here. The Ovoo will then automatically collect stone for you, in little trinkles. I don't know, I can't remember the exact amount what it is right now, but we'll see what it is. The other bonus the Ovoo does is if you build military buildings within its radius, you can use that building then gains an ability to generate double the amount of troops with an additional cost of stone. Now my issue with that is that, especially for some of the troops, that cost seems too damn high. For example, I think the cavalry archers, or the Mangudai, what I was building, if you wanted to build 2 of those, there's an extra 300 stone, I think. And you have to do that every single time you want to build double units. My question is, it's much cheaper and better for me just to build a second archery range, which kind of makes this whole functionality, this whole purpose of this mechanic kind of void. Oh, so you can only have one of them. I only realized this partway through. I go and start deleting the other one. You can only build one Ovoo. If you build a second Ovoo, the first one disappears, which is very disappointing. If I click on the Ovoo now, we can see what it does. Harvest stone over time, houses unique Mongol technologies. Constructing a new Ovoo will destroy the prior one, so you can only have one. Buildings within the influence of the Ovoo can spend stone on improved production items. Unit production produces 2 units instead of 1. Researchers have improved effect. Pastures produce sheep faster. I did put a pasture in the radius of it, hoping it would give me 2 sheep. But it does look like it does make them faster, which is something I was not aware of. I should make better use of that next time. Researchers have improved effect. I'm kind of interested to what that means. Have improved technology. Because that might be where, that might be the thing you need that makes this cool. So if I'm looking at the Mangudai here, so it's 120 food or 40 gold for 1. So if I was to build 2 at a base rate, I'd be expecting 240 food and 80 gold. If I go across, that food and gold is less. It's much less. but we still have 160 requirement of stone. And we're getting 100 a minute, which means we can build 2 troops. We could build, yeah, just 2. We could build 2 of these a minute. If I'm looking at my food and it was gold, that's 600 food, 200 gold, which would mean that we can build more than 2 units per minute. That's kind of where my disappointment with that mechanic is. Like, the troop side of this doesn't seem that beneficial. Now, instead of improved technology, I can see we've got one here. I don't know if I actually noticed this when I was playing. I might have gotten it later on, but I'm not sure if I noticed it straight out the gate. Increase the range damage of Mangudai and the Khan. Has already been researched. They increase the range damage of Mangudai and Khan by 1. So that's this one here? Yep, okay. So it doesn't stack. You can't get +3. It only ever equals +2. That's kind of interesting. That makes sense for you to put 1 extra building on the Ovoo just to get the research, but you have to make sure you're getting that research before you move the Ovoo. Because again, like, you could set all this stuff up. Even if you somehow were able to get this stone and the stone was working good, as soon as the stone runs out, you have to move it and then rebuild all these buildings. Or I guess you can pick up your buildings and you follow it. That's I think maybe the option. My poor Khan has died. I'm kind of falling behind a little bit. I might slow this down to 1. I was bitching about the Ovoo for a long time. Let's see where we're going up. We're getting some wood. We've gotten some gold. All the economy stuff's pretty similar to how I was usually running. We've got pastures now, which over time will generate sheep, which is kind of cool. So you can't build farms. You can only build pastures. I'm not sure if you can even do berries. I think you might be able to do berries, but I didn't do them this time. You definitely can't do farms. I don't know what the combination for villages to pastures is just at this moment. That's be something I'm keen to look into. On this run through, I think I've gone about 3 or 4 villages to an Ovoo, and it seems to be running me fine without running into too many idle villages. I just want to look at any other improved techs. Did I already get that one? It doesn't seem to be one there, and it doesn't seem to be one there. Is it just the Mangudai that gets the improved tech? I'm kind of curious on that now. Research versions of each tech. Let's have a look. Where's Ovoo? Again, having a quick look at the tech tree. I can't see in there if there's any other improved techs that you would want to use for barracks, stables. It only seems to apply to the archery range for the Mangudai. So you definitely want to be building Mangudai. That's what I've been doing over here. I started building my forward base. I'm curious to see whether it would be, if it's beneficial to build these in your base and then just transport them over, or if it's still the best outcome is to just build them here. That's something I want to muck around with a bit more, I think. Because if we find out that it's just easier to bring the villager here and build these up again, especially coming from the sake of, if I get attacked, I probably still want buildings here so I can build my defensive line. That kind of defeats the purpose of that being a unique tech as well. Like, yes, it's unique, but does it add any significant advantage onto the civilization? That's where coming into this as my first game as the Mongols, I was very disappointed in their unique benefits to the civilization. The biggest one and the funnest one that I have just found was the Mangudai being able to shoot whilst running. That's the main one that I enjoyed and liked. I'm interested to know if you guys have any hints for how I can play the Mongols better. I know we haven't really been going through my step-by-step play. I've just been kind of explaining what's different between the Mongol. Let me know if I should actually do a step-by-step play and what we're doing. But yeah, my first impressions of the Mongols is not great. I do want to try different things now that I've explored the different mechanics they've got and the different technologies they can do and the different units. And definitely try going for, like, the Mangudai rush. When I was into AOE2, the Hun cavalry archer rush was my thing. I love doing that. That was a bunch of fun. Obviously, these are doing, like, nothing to this building. They're doing, like, 1 damage an arrow. So I do need to figure out a secondary troop to get into buildings. Whether that's going to be more siege rams, or whether I build men-at-arms alongside, or... I do need something better to take down buildings. Mangudai are very good at dealing with one of the counter units, being the spearmen, because you just run. You just run, and they die. Looks like there'll be a really fun rush unit, and I'm really looking forward to navigating myself through and nailing down that strategy for the Mangudai rush. Because I think that's a winning combination there. Getting the trebuchets definitely needed to knock down the buildings, because these just do not do enough damage. I'll pause it real quick just to have another quick look over my base to see what's going on. So we've got the Ovoo. As we can see, it's only got 184 stone left. So I'm gonna have to move it. I'm gonna have to move it and get more stone to make use of what I'm trying to do here. And I end up moving it further up here so I can put my forward buildings on it as well. Okay, I'm learning a little bit more as I'm going through this replay. Looks like the improved research for the blacksmith is that your infantry can just not only just build battering rams, but also mangonels, springals, and trebuchets. That might actually be super freaking useful. Do I actually have any infantry anywhere? I'm very curious on how much that would cost. And they've got to increase the health of all cavalry by 30%. That's probably pretty overpowered for the Mangudai as well. So up by 30% would give them, just an extra 30 health, but that's probably an extra couple of hits that they can tank if someone wants to go archers on them. Just going back into the attack. The other unique tech they've got as the Mongols is you get the early horsemen in the Dark Age. However, I have mixed thoughts on how that would work, because obviously, especially if I want to go for the Mangudai rush, I'm going to be rushing Feudal Age, and in that kind of 5-minute Feudal Age build, I don't have the resources to dedicate to building those early horsemen anyway, unless I wanted to go for like a Dark Age rush. A Dark Age rush with horsemen. That might be something to try out. That might be something I should try out in skirmishes, see if it's viable, see how much of an impact it has on my civilization. But it's going in at the, why am I frozen camera over there? Going in at the AGE4 rush means I might be able to kill a lot of their villagers and stunt their economy very hard, but I've got to be careful on what economy I lose in the process of doing that. This isn't a really interesting battle thing. It's just easy AI. They don't really have any more defensive troops. I'm going around killing the villagers with Mangudai, and I'm slowly moving in with the trebuchets just to knock out their landmarks. So that's about where we're going to leave it here. That's my first thoughts on the Mongols. Wasn't really a breakdown of how I played this game, but I don't think it mattered again because it's easy AI. I might look into narrowing down the Mangudai rush itself, and maybe a horseman rush in Dark Age and see how they work. I'm kind of interested to see how they go because they're the only cool things that I like about the civilization at this point. I went in being really curious on the packing up and moving ability of the buildings. For example, being able to build your forward military buildings in your base and then move them up and deploy them. But I'm yet to try that out and like figure out what the timings are and if it's easier just to build them with the villager. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed and looking at the channel, then get that information when it comes out because I'm sure I'll get to it. If you haven't already, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot that you are keen, that I can see that you're keen for more content here. And if you haven't already, check the description box. We've got links for Twitch, Discord, and Instagram there. Go to check them out. But I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!